Welcome to Science for Sleep, where wonder and calm meet. Each night we drift through galaxies, oceans, and mysteries of the natural world, not to startle, but to soothe. So, take a deep breath. Let curiosity slow your thoughts, and fall asleep to the sound of discovery. The Midnight Zone, sleepy secrets from the deep ocean. A gentle descent begins. Beneath the surface of the ocean, beyond the soft shifting waves and the bright play of sunlight upon the water, there exists a world few have ever imagined. A world without morning or dusk. A world where day does not arrive and night never ends. A world where life is patient, delicate, slow, and gentle, shaped only by the quiet pulse of the planet itself. This realm is called the Midnight Zone, and tonight, we will descend into it together. Slowly, calmly, softly, as though drifting on a quiet current, as though the ocean has opened its arms to welcome you home. At the surface, you might hear the breeze, or the distant cry of seabirds, or the soft whisper of rolling waves. But the deeper we go, the quieter everything becomes. The sound falls away in layers, like curtains being drawn one after another. Light fades next, folding into itself, becoming dimmer and dimmer, until eventually, it vanishes completely. What remains is a deep, velvety darkness. Yet, it is not an empty darkness. It is a living one. A darkness filled with soft glimmers of blue, green, and violet light, not from the sun, but from the creatures who live here, weaving light from their own bodies, as naturally as we breathe air. Before we reach this darkness, we begin in the sunlit zone, near the surface, where most of the life we know exists. Coral reefs and fish of every color glide here. Sea turtles move slowly like gentle travelers. Waves scatter sunlight into shimmering threads. But we are only passing through. Our journey is downward, steady, and unhurried. The deeper we go, the more the colors shift. Reds fade first, then oranges, then yellows. Blues remain the longest, until finally, they too dissolve into black. And we drift downward, weightless, like a leaf drifting through still air. Somewhere around 200 meters below the surface, the world begins to dim. The sunlight that once lit everything now struggles to reach this depth. What remains of it appears only as a faint bluish haze, like a distant memory of the sky. This region is called the Twilight Zone. Here, the world becomes quieter still. Fish begin to change shape and behavior, adapting to what little light remains. Their eyes grow larger, reflecting the patience of a world that must see in shadows. Their bodies lengthen and streamline, conserving energy in a place where every movement matters. Here, survival is gentle and slow, never frantic. But our descent continues. There is no rush. We move gently, as though the ocean itself is breathing us downward. We pass 300 meters, then 500, then 1,000. And at 1,000 meters, the last touch of sunlight disappears entirely. This is where the Midnight Zone begins. A place so dark that a human eye would see nothing at all. And yet, this world is full of light. Just not the kind we are used to. Soft, glowing trails drift through the blackness. Pulses of blue shimmer like floating stars. Tiny dots blink on and off as if speaking in a language older than the continents. Creatures here create light through a process called bioluminescence, a gentle glow formed inside their own bodies. The light never blazes. It does not hurt the eyes. It is subtle and fluid, like candlelight seen across a quiet field. It is the language of life in a world without dawn. The pressure here is immense. To imagine it, Picture the weight of the entire sky pressing down upon your skin. The same ocean that felt so soft and playful above now becomes heavy, timeless, and ancient. Yet the creatures of the midnight zone are not troubled by this. Their bodies are soft and flexible, adapted perfectly to their surroundings. Some have no bones, some have no pigment, some have clear skin that reveals their glowing organs beneath. Life here is delicate and slow, shaped entirely by patience. We may imagine this world as empty or sparse, but it is very much alive. Small drifting organisms float here like living snow. Tiny plankton, fragments of plants from the world above, and microscopic creatures shimmer like dust caught in a sunbeam. Except here, the beam never comes. This drifting snow is called marine snow, and it is the midnight zone's gentle rain falling continuously, softly, endlessly. It provides food to the creatures waiting silently below. Everything in the deep sea learns to be patient. Time flows differently here. Movements are minimal. Energy is precious. And yet, life thrives. Among the quiet drift, we begin to see shapes. Slow, silent figures moving through the dark. A jellyfish, perhaps. Its bell pulsing gently, glowing with soft blue light. Its tendrils trail behind like threads of silk. A lanternfish glides past, small and unassuming, yet one of the most abundant vertebrates on Earth. A comb jelly rotates in place, refracting tiny rainbows across its surface. It does not need color to be seen. It is the ocean's most delicate prism, breaking even the faintest glimmer into a slow, gentle spectrum. This world might seem alien, but many scientists believe that life on Earth began in conditions very much like this. In the deep sea, where warmth rose from the planet's core and darkness sheltered the earliest sparks of biochemical life. The midnight zone may be one of our oldest ancestral homes. The creatures here are not strange. They are ancient, patient, quiet. Their bodies tell stories older than forests, older than mountains, older than light itself touching Earth's surface. The water here is cold, just above freezing. Yet the cold is not harsh. It is steady, constant, predictable. A calm blanket of chilled stillness, without storms, without seasons, without sudden change. The deep ocean is one of the most stable environments on Earth. A place where time stretches like a slow tide. A place where life can continue unchanged for thousands of years, even millions. A slow world for slow hearts. We drift further. The silence deepens. The darkness holds us gently. There is no need to rush, because here, nothing rushes. Not even time. Life here has learned to move only when necessary. A fish may hover without moving for hours. A jelly may hold its shape and wait for the currents to bring food. Creatures conserve energy not out of fear, but out of grace. They are not frantic. They do not chase or flee. They simply exist, balanced within the quiet rhythm of the ocean's breath. Somewhere deeper, perhaps around 2,000 meters, we may see a creature that resembles a ribbon of living shadow. A deep-sea siphonophore stretches through the dark, sometimes longer than a blue whale, yet so delicate that a single touch would tear it. It is made not of one being, but of many small organisms living together as one body, a living thread in the fabric of the ocean. And deeper still, we may see the slow pulse of a vampire squid, though its name is misleading. It does not hunt. It does not attack. It simply drifts, like an autumn leaf on still water, living its quiet life in the darkness with dignity and calm. Everything here is peaceful. Everything here moves only when it must. Everything here breathes slowly. And as we drift in this world without sound, without haste, without urgency, something begins to happen. The body relaxes, the mind softens. Breathing becomes easier, deeper, slower. The heart settles into a gentle rhythm. The midnight zone welcomes us, not as explorers or observers, but as something older, something that remembers, something that has always belonged. We are drifting in the quiet heart of the ocean now. There is nothing to hurry toward, nothing to escape from, nothing to solve, nothing to achieve. Just the slow pulse of water, just the soft glimmer of living light, just the steady silence of the deep. And we continue to drift, deeper still. The journey of marine snow. As we drift in the darkness of the midnight zone, a quiet snowfall surrounds us. But this snow is not made of ice, nor does it melt. It drifts endlessly, softly, silently, falling not from clouds, but from the world above. Scientists call it marine snow, though to the deep ocean, it is something more ancient and meaningful. It is nourishment. It is memory. It is the gentle thread that connects the bright surface to the silent depths. Each flake of marine snow begins its journey high above, near the sunlit waves. When plankton bloom and jellyfish feed and kelp stretches upward to the light, tiny fragments break away. Some are particles of algae, some are the remains of small drifting organisms, and some are simply the soft remnants of life passing from one shape to another. These small pieces gather together in the water, forming delicate clusters that sink ever so slowly toward the deep. One could watch a single fragment of marine snow fall for hours and see almost no movement at all. It drifts as though weightless, suspended between stillness and descent. Yet it is always falling, drawn by gravity into the quiet below. It may take weeks for a single flake to reach the midnight zone. And in that time, it becomes something layered with meaning. It becomes a record of the ocean's story. If we could hold one of these flakes gently in our hand, though we cannot, for they dissolve with the slightest touch, we would find that each tiny piece carries within it the memory of sunlight, the memory of warmth, the memory of life that once swam freely in the bright waters far above. Here, in the deep, that memory is treasured. As marine snow falls, small creatures intercept it. Tiny drifting beings, some no larger than a grain of sand, open delicate filaments to catch the falling fragments. They feed slowly, never in haste, allowing the slow rain to sustain them. And they thrive. These creatures form the base of the deep sea food web, though the word web almost seems too structured. It is more like a quiet breathing system, one being nourishing another in an unbroken cycle stretching through time. Imagine a single flake of marine snow beginning its descent. It drifts past schools of shimmering fish in the twilight above, past jellyfish glowing softly in the darkening water, past the lanternfish who rise at night and sink by day. It sinks into the midnight zone, where silence rests heavy and still. A small, transparent creature, so delicate as to be almost invisible, extends its fine, feathery limbs and catches the flake. It consumes it gently, and in doing so, becomes the next link in the quiet chain of survival. Time continues. The creature lives, drifts, grows, and eventually, like all things, returns its body to the water. And it too becomes part of the slow snowfall. Nothing is wasted, nothing is lost. Everything returns to the ocean, and everything is received with patience. Marine snow is more than food. It is the ocean's way of remembering. Each tiny speck contains carbon, once part of a living body. Over millions of years, the deep sea stores this carbon carefully, preventing it from returning to the world above too quickly. In this gentle process, the deep ocean helps steady the temperature of the planet. The midnight zone is not only quiet, it is responsible. It holds the Earth's breath in balance. As we float deeper, the snowfall becomes softer still. Fewer flakes reach the lower depths. They have already been shared, consumed, transformed many times by the lives that dwell above. Down here, life must be exceptionally patient. Some creatures have learned to live with almost nothing. Their bodies are efficient, their movements minimal, their needs small. They shine with faint glowing patterns to communicate, to attract, and sometimes simply to exist in beauty. The ocean does not rush them. Time here is generous. Every now and then, a larger shadow passes through the dark. Perhaps it is a deep-sea shark, ancient and slow, moving with the grace of something that is never needed to chase. Or a squid, the length of a small whale, gliding like a ribbon of silk. They do not hunt in frenzy. They do not struggle. They move like drifting sleep, quiet and composed. Marine snow continues to fall around them, small and constant, like the steady rhythm of breathing. In this world, nourishment is gentle. It does not arrive in bursts. It does not appear and vanish. It simply falls quietly, eternally. If we listen to this world, not with ears, but with attention, we can begin to feel something shift within us. The mind slows. The voice of thought softens. The body releases tension it was holding without realizing. The heart begins to beat in time with the slow pulse of the ocean. The deep sea does not demand presence. It invites it. Down here, there is no urgency, no loudness, no conflict. Everything is shaped by patience and deep time. Life has evolved not to conquer its surroundings, but to harmonize with them. This is a world that teaches us that existence does not have to be rushed to be full. That motion does not have to be constant to be meaningful. That stillness can hold entire worlds. As we float in this quiet, we begin to understand why so many creatures in the deep sea glow. Light here is not used for visibility, it is used for connection. A soft pulse of blue drifting through the dark may be a greeting. A slow shimmer of green may signal calm. A faint sparkling wave down the body of a jelly may simply be joy in existence. The ocean does not speak with words. It speaks with light, with patience, with presence. And marine snow falls still. A constant, delicate reminder that the world above and the world below are one. Connected not by sight or sound, but by the gentle cycle of life returning to life. We drift deeper. The ocean grows darker. Yet we are not lost. We are held. The midnight zone is not a place of emptiness. It is a place of quiet abundance. A place where life continues not by force, but by grace. The snowfall continues, soft and endless, and we continue our descent, slow and calm, carried by the rhythm of the deep. Bioluminescence, the light that lives in darkness. The deeper we drift into the midnight zone, the more the darkness reveals itself not as emptiness, but as a gentle canvas upon which the ocean paints with light. Here, light does not come from the sun. It does not shine from above or cascade in rays. Instead, it glows from within the living world itself. This light is called bioluminescence, a soft, natural radiance created by life in the deep. It is delicate and calm, and the creatures who carry it do so with the quiet grace of stars moving in the night sky. In the world above, light is something we take for granted. We wake to it. We travel by it. We fill our homes with it. But here, in the deep ocean, light is precious. It is chosen, it is intentional, it is created only when needed. And because of that, it becomes sacred in a way that sunlight never has to be. When a creature in the midnight zone glows, it does so softly, as though whispering instead of speaking. And the ocean listens. Bioluminescence is not rare here. It is instead one of the most common forms of communication in the deep. Some creatures use it to attract mates. Others use it to blend into the faint shimmer of water above, making themselves invisible to the predators lurking below. Some release tiny bursts of glowing particles to confuse or distract, allowing themselves to drift quietly away into the stillness. But none of these movements are rushed. Nothing in the midnight zone is frantic. The creatures here have shaped their lives around patience, conserving energy with each slow breath. As we drift, we begin to see the first soft lights emerging around us. At first they appear faint, like distant stars glimpsed through fog. Then one draws nearer, a small jelly, its bell pulsing with gentle rhythm. Each movement of its body releases a slow wave of blue light, rippling across its form like a breath. It does not glow constantly, only in pulses, as though it is remembering, as though it is thinking, as though it is singing softly to the dark. More lights appear, each one different from the last. Some glow in thin, wavering lines. Some flicker as though responding to currents, and some shimmer in slow, drifting patterns that remind us of constellations. These are not random shapes. They are messages, written in a language of patience and presence, a language older than voice. The chemical reaction that creates this light happens within the body of the creature itself. No spark, no flame, no heat is needed. It is a cold light, gentle, soft, and energy efficient. In this darkness, even the smallest glow can be seen from far away, and so the creatures here have evolved to speak in subtlety. A flash that lasts a moment, a pattern that repeats only when needed, a glow that never demands attention. Imagine the ocean around us now, silent, still, without horizon, without sky, and yet full of small drifting galaxies of light, each one alive, each one moving slowly with the currents. The deep sea becomes a sky turned inside out, where stars swim instead of burn, and darkness is their home, not their absence. If we remain still and simply allow ourselves to be held in this world, our eyes begin to adjust not by seeing more, but by expecting less. The body relaxes further. The breath slows. The heart softens its rhythm. In this place, the absence of bright light becomes comforting, safe, gentle, and the small glimmers of bioluminescence feel like whispers of reassurance. Not all light in the deep is still and soft. Some creatures use light in motion, sweeping glows that resemble curtains of drifting silk. The comb jelly, for example, moves by beating rows of tiny cilia along its body. These cilia refract the faintest light, breaking it into a slow rainbow that ripples across the jelly's form. The colors shift gradually, like a gentle aurora beneath the waves. Watching a comb jelly drift is like watching a thought move across the mind, slow, delicate, impossible to disturb. Some creatures produce light only when touched. If we were to drift too close, a soft burst of blue might bloom outward from their bodies, like ink spreading through water. Not in alarm, not in fear, but in quiet acknowledgement of presence. Others send thin trails of glowing dots into the current behind them, allowing predators to follow the trail while the creature itself fades into darkness. Vision here is based not on shape or outline, but on shadow and glow. A body that glows can disappear by glowing in the right direction. A body that is dark can be seen by the faintest difference in the surrounding black. And so, light becomes strategy, not aggressive, just quiet and purposeful. There are creatures here with glowing lures that hang like tiny lanterns, swaying from filaments near their mouths. They do not chase their food. They simply let the light drift, attracting smaller beings that recognize the glow as the soft signal of sustenance. The waiting is long, but the deep ocean is patient. Everything here survives by moving slowly. Some fish have glowing spots beneath their eyes that act like stars on a calm night. These spots produce light so faint it is almost invisible. Yet to another creature drifting in this world, the glow is unmistakable. A greeting, a presence, a message that says, "I am here, I am near. You are not alone in the dark." In the deep ocean, loneliness is impossible. The darkness holds everything together. We drift deeper still, and the lights grow fewer, yet more profound. A jelly the size of a dinner plate passes us, its bell almost entirely transparent, save for a soft violet ring around its edge that pulses slowly. Each pulse sends a ripple of luminescence through its body, like a heartbeat visible to the eyes. It does not flee from us. It does not respond to our presence. It simply continues its gentle motion, unbothered, unhurried. Deeper still, a siphonophore drifts past. Not one creature, but thousands join together in a single body. Each part glows in repeating waves, like lights flowing down a distant bridge. The motion is mesmerizing, slow, hypnotic, like breathing made visible. Sometimes bioluminescence is not seen at all. It is sensed. A faint presence of light that does not illuminate but softens the darkness. It is the ocean's whisper. You are safe here. There is no need to fear the dark. The midnight zone does not treat darkness as something to be overcome. Here, darkness is home. Light is simply a gentle accent, a delicate brushstroke on a canvas of endless calm. As we float, surrounded by drifting constellations of living glow, we may begin to remember something ancient within ourselves. A time before sound and shape. A time when life was simple and the world was vast. A time when we belonged not to the land, but to the water. The deep sea does not rush. It does not demand. It only invites. And so we drift, slowly, with the living stars of the ocean, soft light in silent water, warm thought in cool darkness, breath rising and falling in steady waves. The midnight zone holds us gently, and the light that lives here glows for us as well. Creatures of the midnight zone, life in stillness. The deeper we drift into the midnight zone, the more the ocean begins to reveal the quiet shapes of its inhabitants. At first, it may seem as though very little moves in this dark expanse. But as our eyes adjust, not by seeking, but by allowing, we begin to notice the subtle presence of life all around us. Life here does not rush. It does not compete. It simply is, existing in harmony with the stillness of the deep. In this region, bodies are shaped by patience. The creatures who live here have evolved not to fight against the darkness, but to belong to it. Their forms are soft, gentle, and flowing, as though the ocean itself sculpted them slowly over countless ages, with a careful and unhurried hand. A faint motion drifts past us now. A jellyfish, larger than most we have seen. Its bell is wide and transparent, like a delicate window into the stillness. It pulses with slow, steady rhythm, each movement as soft as a sigh. The edges of its body glow with bioluminescent light, not bright, but gentle, like the rim of a cloud tinted by the faintest moon. This jelly does not hunt by chasing, it simply waits. The ocean brings to it what it needs. Its tentacles float like threads of silk, drifting effortlessly with the quiet currents. Nothing is wasted down here. Not movement, not energy, not time. Nearby, a small fish glides through the water. Its body is slender and elongated, translucent as though woven from the ocean itself. Tiny points of light shimmer along its sides in soft patterns. These lights do not flash or blaze. They hum quietly, like starlight inside a dream. This fish does not need bright colors or heavy muscles. It is shaped by patience. It moves only when movement is necessary. It has learned to rest within the calm. And then, slowly, another figure emerges. A creature shaped like a ribbon, long and flowing, undulating through the water as though dancing to a song we cannot hear. It may be a deep-sea eel, or perhaps a ribbonfish. But in this darkness, names lose their importance. What matters is the movement, the slow, graceful wave of its body, like the curve of a breeze across tall grass. Each motion is unhurried. Each breath is soft. Time flows differently here. There are no day-night cycles to measure by. No seasons, no tides. The deep is steady, eternal. And the creatures who live here have learned to move with that eternal rhythm. They are masters of calm, teachers of slowness. Their lives unfold over long spans, with no need to rush. A shape appears in the dark ahead, larger than the rest. We wait, unafraid, letting its form come into being at its own pace. Gradually, the creature becomes clear, the broad, gentle movement of a deep-sea shark. Not fierce, not aggressive, simply ancient. Its skin is smooth and dark, blending seamlessly into the ocean around it. Its eyes are calm. It does not hurry. Sharks of the deep have evolved to survive in places where energy is precious. They do not chase. They drift. They glide. They follow the slow heartbeat of the ocean. This shark may live for centuries, moving through the dark with the wisdom of time. It has seen the ocean change, gently and slowly, over ages beyond our comprehension. Yet it carries that history without burden. It moves with peace. Near the seafloor, though we have not reached it yet, creatures grow stranger still. Not in the sense of oddness, but in the sense of originality. The ocean designs life in endless forms, each one shaped not by haste, but by harmony. Some creatures have bodies that appear almost liquid, as though formed from water rather than separate from it. They flow instead of swim. They drift instead of propel. Further still, we may glimpse a squid, long, graceful, with arms that trail behind it like flowing ribbons. It does not dart or flash. It simply moves with quiet ease. The muscles of its mantle pulse in slow, steady waves, pushing it forward with almost no effort. Its eyes reflect a calm intelligence. It does not fear the dark. It is the dark. One of the most delicate creatures we may see here is the glass squid. Its body is nearly transparent, like a bubble made of the ocean's own breath. Only its eyes are visible, dark, gentle points of awareness. It drifts calmly, letting the water carry it. It does not need armor. The darkness itself is its shelter. And then, there are the creatures whose bodies glow with elegance beyond anything on land. Some have luminous patterns across their skin, forming soft gradients of blue and green. Some have lights arranged in lines, like beads on a fine thread. Others shimmer with internal glows that pulse slowly, like heartbeats shared with the ocean. A comb jelly drifts near us. Its body is almost invisible, but as it moves, faint rainbows ripple down its sides. The colors shift slowly, blue into green, green into violet, violet into rose, each transition gentle and seamless. It is as though the ocean is breathing light through it. The deep sea does not rush to reveal its wonders. It allows them to appear only when the observer becomes still enough to see. And we have become still. We are no longer searching. We are drifting. We are part of this world. In the midnight zone, life has evolved not to control its surroundings, but to harmonize with them. The creatures here do not resist the ocean's darkness. They embrace it. They do not struggle against the weight of the water. They are shaped by it. They do not rush to survive. They survive by patience. Everything here is slow. Everything here is soft. Everything here is in balance. And as we drift with these quiet beings, it becomes more difficult to tell where our thoughts end and the ocean begins. Our breathing matches the slow pulse of water. Our heartbeat slows until it feels like the calm motion of a wave. The boundary between self and sea dissolves, like sand becoming part of shore. We are not observing the midnight zone. We are resting inside it. The creatures around us are not strange. They are familiar. They move the way a calm mind moves, without force, without urgency, without fear. This is a world of stillness, and in its stillness, there is profound peace. We drift, quietly, deeper. The ocean holds us, and we continue our gentle descent into the calm. The abyssal plain, a world without light. Deeper still we go, drifting not downward now but outward, as though the ocean itself has flattened into an endless horizon of darkness. The midnight zone gradually gives way to something even deeper, quieter, and more ancient. This is the abyssal plain, the vast floor of the ocean, stretching for thousands of miles in every direction. A place without sunlight, without seasons, without storms. A place where the world is reduced to the essential elements of existence: water, earth, stillness, and time. As we sink to these depths, the sense of direction begins to fade. There is no up or down, no near or far, no objects to orient against. The darkness here is complete, and yet it does not feel empty. It is thick and soft, like the interior of a dream. The pressure grows immense, pressing inward from all sides, with a force that would crush any vessel not built specifically to withstand it. And yet, life continues here, quietly, beautifully, patiently. The seafloor slowly emerges beneath us, not in dramatic cliffs or jagged mountains, but in broad, gentle plains. Smooth expanses of fine sediment stretch out like fields of gray snow. This sediment is made of the remains of life from above, particles that have drifted down over countless centuries. Layer upon layer, soft and ancient, each grain a memory of something that once swam or drifted or bloomed in the sunlight far overhead. Here, the ocean keeps its history in a form that never fades. No currents disturb this world, no waves churn. The water here is still, more still than any lake or pond on the surface. The silence is so complete that even thought seems to move more slowly, as if sound itself has dissolved. Time does not feel like a line anymore. It feels like a soft, continuous presence, with no beginning and no end. Life on the abyssal plane is delicate and refined beyond anything the surface can imagine. A small sea cucumber inches slowly across the sediment, leaving a gentle trail behind it that will remain undisturbed for years. It does not hurry. It feeds on the fine particles that settle around it, sifting through the sediment with quiet patience. Its entire life is shaped by the steady falling of marine snow, the soft rain of memory that reaches even here. Nearby, a brittle star spreads its slender arms like soft spokes on a wheel. Each arm moves independently, with slow, careful grace. It senses the world not through sight, for there is no light to see, but through touch and vibration. The seafloor is its language, and it reads it like a book written in shifting grains. When it moves, it does not disturb the sediment. It lifts itself lightly, floating just above the surface as if suspended on the memory of motion. Small, translucent creatures move through the water above the seafloor, their bodies faint outlines in the dark. Some resemble drifting petals. Some resemble threads of silk. Some resemble tiny drifting seeds. They are not in a hurry. They simply move when the water carries them. And then, in the stillness, a larger shape appears. A sea star, broad and slow. Like a patient guardian of the plain, its limbs extend outward, resting gently on the sediment. It does not need to roam. Food will come to it eventually. Here, stillness is not emptiness. Stillness is abundance, when time is allowed its full measure. The abyssal plain is one of the largest environments on Earth, and yet it is one of the least disturbed. It has existed quietly for tens of millions of years, nearly unchanged. The creatures who live here do not evolve to chase or compete. They evolve to endure, to persist, to remain. They are shaped by stability, not struggle. Deeper still, we may encounter tube worms growing from the seafloor, their bodies resting inside soft, flexible casings. They do not feed in the usual way. They absorb nutrients directly from the water through a partnership with microorganisms living inside them. Their existence is symbiotic, gentle, cooperative. Nothing in the abyssal plain survives alone. Everything is part of a larger balance, supported by the quiet abundance of time. In some places, the seafloor is interrupted by gentle rises and swells. Low hills formed from ancient sediments, piled over ages. These hills do not shift or crumble. They are so stable that footprints left by passing creatures may remain for decades, perhaps centuries, undisturbed by any current or storm. The darkness here is so constant that creatures do not grow eyes. Or if they do, the eyes are simple, sensing only faint glimmers of bioluminescent life drifting above. Some creatures have no pigmentation at all, their bodies soft and pale, as though formed from the idea of water rather than matter. They are perfectly adapted to a world without light, without noise, without change. Here, the concept of time becomes more fluid. A fish may live for 100 years. A coral may grow for thousands. A sponge may persist for tens of thousands. Their lifespans stretch not because they strive, but because nothing here demands haste. The deep ocean teaches that life does not require constant motion to be full. It only requires space and time and quiet. As we drift, we may notice something else, a sense of peace settling into the mind. The stillness of the abyss reaches inward, dissolving the small anxieties that cling to daily life. The heart slows, breathing deepens, thoughts become softer, the body remembers how to rest. The abyss does not ask anything of us. It does not require effort, interpretation, or control. It only offers presence. a presence so deep and quiet that we may begin to feel as though we have stepped outside of time entirely. The world up above continues. Winds blow, tides move, voices speak. But here, none of that matters. Here, existence is simple and gentle and enough. This world is not empty. It is full of patience, full of soft motion, full of quiet life that has found a way to be complete without light. The abyssal plain is the ocean's deep breath, steady, calm, ever-present, a place where stillness becomes beauty. And we drift across it now, slowly, held by the quiet gravity of the deep. Hydrothermal vents, the warm heart of the deep. As we continue our slow journey across the abyssal plain, the stillness remains deep and quiet. Yet gradually something begins to shift. The temperature of the water changes, not sharply, not suddenly, but with a gradual sense of warmth entering the darkness. It is subtle, like walking from the shade into a soft sunbeam. We do not see its source at first. The plain continues to stretch in all directions, calm and undisturbed. But there is a faint shimmer ahead, a distortion in the water that suggests movement, even though the ocean around us remains still. Slowly, gently, the landscape begins to rise. What was once flat and smooth becomes textured. The sediment thins, revealing the marks of ancient rocks beneath. These are not loud formations, not jagged or violent, but the quiet signs of geological heat, the warmth of the earth rising through the ocean floor. And as we approach, the water begins to carry a faint, soft glow. Not light in the traditional sense, not brightness, but a kind of presence, like the warm breath of the planet itself. This is where the earth speaks most softly and most deeply, through hydrothermal vents. At first, the vents appear like small, dark chimneys rising from the seafloor. Their shapes are organic yet structured, formed by minerals carried upward from beneath the Earth's crust. Each vent emits a slow, continuous stream of heated water, rich with minerals that swirl outward into the cold, deep ocean. But the water does not mix immediately. The warm water flows upward like smoke, shimmering as it rises, twisting gently into the darkness. These plumes carry no light, but they hold energy, and the creatures of the deep know that energy well. The vents themselves are warm, but not aggressively so. Their heat radiates softly, melting into the surrounding water like the warmth of a hand resting near the surface of a quiet tide pool. And around these vents, in the calm dark of the abyss, life gathers. The life here is unlike anything else in the ocean. It does not depend on sunlight. It does not rely on photosynthesis or oxygen from the surface. Instead, it draws energy from the Earth's interior, from the minerals and gases rising through these vents. This process is called chemosynthesis, life forming not from light, but from deep Earth chemistry. And just as the creatures of the Midnight Zone blend with stillness, the creatures here blend with warmth. A cluster of tube worms stretches upward like a gentle meadow. Their long, pale bodies are protected inside soft casings, and at the tops, bright red plumes extend outward, swaying softly in the water. The red color is rich and deep, not harsh or loud. It is the color of quiet warmth, the color of life thriving in darkness. These worms do not eat in the way we understand eating. Instead, they host microorganisms inside themselves that convert the vent's minerals into nourishment. Their bodies are living partnerships, shaped entirely by cooperation. There is no struggle here, only balance. Around them, soft-bodied snails rest on the rocks, their shells smooth and understated, like river stones washed by time. Some have shells darkened by iron, others pale like bone. They graze slowly on mineral films and bacterial mats, unhurried, content with the slow abundance the vents provide. Gentle shrimp drift in loose gatherings, their bodies translucent, their movements small and careful. They share space without competition. They share warmth without claiming territory. Life here is communal by necessity. There is enough for everyone who can survive at this depth, and nothing here wastes energy on haste. The water around the vent stacks shifts like slow-moving smoke, but there is no danger in it. The warmth is steady. The minerals form new rock as the warm water cools, building the chimneys higher over time, like the slow rising of coral reefs, but in darkness instead of sunlit shallows. We drift closer, and the soundless warmth becomes something we can feel in a way that is not physical, but quieting. The abyssal plain is a world of stillness. The midnight zone is a world of soft light. But here, there is a sense of presence, the deep earth breathing. This warmth reminds us that the ocean is not separate from the planet, but an expression of it. Beneath the crust, beneath the rock, beneath the layers of time, heat moves. And where that heat touches the ocean, life awakens. This place may be where life on Earth first began. Not in sunlight, not in tidal pools, but here, in the deep ocean's gentle warmth, where chemistry and patience combined over eons to form the first living cells. And so, drifting here, we are not only visiting a place in the ocean, we are returning to an origin, a beginning older than land, older than forests, older than starlight reflected on waves. The creatures here do not know fear because there is no rush in their world. They exist within a constant embrace of warmth and dark, of mineral and water, of earth and ocean in perfect, quiet relationship. A crab moves slowly along the rocky vent base, its movements careful and soft. It pauses often, not because of uncertainty, but because there is no need for speed. Time here stretches beyond measurement. A moment is as long as it needs to be. Life here is not lived in seconds or minutes. It is lived in currents and temperatures, in slow cycles of nourishment and rest. The vents are steady. The warmth does not flicker. The deep earth is patient. We drift through the warmth without disturbing it. The water parts gently around us, as though acknowledging our presence but not altered by it. We become part of the slow rising of minerals, the soft glow of quiet life, the steady pulse of ancient heat. The deep ocean has many kinds of silence. The silence of the midnight zone is the silence of space. The silence of the abyssal plain is the silence of time. And the silence of the hydrothermal vents is the silence of origin. Here, we are held by the warmth of the world itself. We rest in it. We breathe with it. We drift onward, slowly, carrying its calm with us. The ocean floor, mountains, valleys, and hidden worlds. As we drift onward from the warmth of the hydrothermal vents, the ocean floor begins to change once again. The abyssal plain, so smooth and open, starts to fold and shape itself into gentle rises, slopes, and long, rolling valleys. At first, the changes are subtle, like soft hills beneath a blanket of sediment. But the deeper we go, the more this landscape reveals its vastness. The ocean floor is not flat. It is sculpted by time, by pressure, and by the quiet, constant shifting of the earth beneath the water. Here in the deep, the sea floor forms mountain ranges that stretch for thousands of miles. They rise slowly from the plains, not sharply like the mountains above the surface, but in wide, graceful arcs, shaped by the slow movement of tectonic plates. These underwater mountain ranges are older than most continents. They have risen and settled and risen again over millions of years, yet their movement cannot be seen in any single moment. Only time itself can shape them. As we drift across these slopes, the sediment thins until the rock beneath is visible. Basalt, dark and ancient, formed when the Earth was younger. These rocks hold the memory of the planet's first oceans, its first storms, its first warmth. They have been shaped not by wind or rain, but by pressure and silence. We float over a ridge now, and the world opens once more. Below us stretches a vast valley, broader than any canyon on land. Its walls slope gently downward into darkness. There are no sudden drops here. Everything transitions softly. The ocean is patient in its shaping, and so the land beneath it follows the same slow rhythm. The water is still. There are no currents strong enough to stir the sediment here. Even the smallest motion can leave a trace that will remain for years. When a creature crosses this valley floor, its path is written in the sand, like quiet handwriting. But those paths do not crowd or cross. Each creature moves along its own pace, guided by instinct and memory of the deep. This valley leads us into a place where the seafloor rises and falls like gentle waves frozen in stone. The shapes are soft and rounded, as though carved by quiet thought. Life here is sparse, but not absent. A sea star glides along the ground, moving with patience. A soft coral rises from a rock outcrop, its branches delicate and pale, swaying gently in the still water. A sponge, broad and hollow, rests like a quiet cathedral of porous stone. These creatures do not need sunlight to grow. They draw life from the water itself, transforming what drifts down from above into nourishment. They are artists of time, shaping form from patience. As we continue, we approach one of the largest features on the ocean floor, a seamount. This underwater mountain rises from the deep plains toward the lightless surface, though it never reaches it. Its slopes are vast, covered in layers of rock, mineral, and sediment. Some parts are sharp and newly formed, while others have been softened by millions of years of settling and quiet erosion. Near the top of the seamount, the pressure begins to ease, though the darkness remains complete. Here, life becomes a little more varied. More corals appear, their forms awkward and beautiful, sometimes resembling branching trees, sometimes soft spirals, sometimes domes of lace-like calcium. They are pale, nearly colorless in the absence of sunlight, but the shapes themselves are graceful. Some of the animals that gather here drift up from the depths to feed, then return to the quiet safety below. A gentle fish glides past us, its body long and thin, its fins extended like soft veils. Its motion is effortless. It does not need to think about swimming. It simply exists, carried by water and memory. The summit of the seamount does not break the surface. It remains submerged in darkness, but it is a place of calm gathering. The deep ocean is so vast that any solid structure becomes a landmark, a place of orientation, not because creatures travel by sight, but because life often forms where the environment shifts, even slightly. From here, the landscape slopes downward again. The seamount gives way to another valley, then another series of gentle rises and falls. And far beyond these, the deepest regions of the ocean floor descend into trenches. But we do not rush there. We continue at the ocean's pace, slow and steady, without urgency. Each rise, each slope, each valley carries the memory of ages. The rocks beneath us have been formed by the Earth's own breath, magma rising slowly through cracks in the crust, cooling and settling, building the floor of the ocean grain by grain. The minerals carried by the vents leave traces of warmth and color. The sediment drifts like quiet snow, settling into patterns shaped by nothing more than time. Here, the deep ocean teaches a different understanding of scale. Mountains rise without needing to be seen. Valleys form without needing to be walked. Nothing here requires witness to exist. Everything simply is, complete in silence. The water around us is soft and heavy. The pressure is constant and embracing. There is no sound to disturb the stillness. And in this stillness, the mind begins to soften as well. Thoughts slow. The body relaxes. Even the breath becomes light and deep. We are no longer traveling across a landscape. We are becoming part of it. Here, the planet reveals itself without interruption. No storms, no waves, no voices. Only quiet form and quiet presence. The ocean floor stretches out like a dream that does not end. We drift across it gently, carried by the world itself. The Hadal Trench, the deepest silence on Earth. Deeper still, the ocean opens into one final descent, the deepest realm of all. These are the Hadal Trenches, named for Hades, not in fear or darkness, but in quiet acknowledgement of depth beyond imagination. Here, the ocean floor collapses into long, narrow chasms carved by the slow, steady movement of the Earth's crust. These trenches are not sharp or violent in their formation. They are simply places where one part of the planet slides beneath another. A gentle, patient motion spanning millions of years. The Earth breathes slowly, and the trenches are where that breath settles deepest. As we drift downward, the water grows stiller than silence itself. The darkness does not change, yet it feels different, heavier, more complete. The pressure here is immense, greater than on any other part of Earth's surface. Yet the pressure does not feel frightening. It feels grounding, like the soft weight of a blanket that reassures rather than restrains. The ocean's embrace is full and constant. The descent is long. Time stretches into something wide and open. There are no sudden shifts, no moments of surprise. Only the slow glide downward, like drifting through sleep. The trench walls rise around us, not as cliffs, but as smooth, enormous slopes that continue beyond what sight could ever hold. They are ancient beyond measure, shaped not by storms or rivers, but by the Earth's deep, quiet motions. Near the bottom, the water becomes incredibly still. No currents disturb the sediment. Nothing is rushed here. Even gravity seems softened, as though time itself has decided to move more gently. The seafloor is covered in a soft, fine layer of pale sediment, smooth as untouched snow. It lies in perfect stillness, unmarked except where life has passed slowly, leaving faint trails that fade only after many years. And life is here, not in abundance, not in crowds, but in quiet presence. A small amphipod drifts across the seafloor, its body transparent, delicate, almost like a thought moving through water. It gathers nourishment from the faintest traces of organic material, particles that have drifted down from worlds far above. Its life is slow and steady. It does not need more than this. Nearby, a sea cucumber rests, its soft form blending into the sediment. It moves only when necessary. It lives without urgency. Time is not something to manage here. It is simply part of existence. Some fish live in these depths too, with bodies shaped by pressure and stillness. Their bones are light and flexible, their muscles soft. Their eyes, if they have them, see not images but presence, vibrations, movement, the quiet shift of water. They do not chase, they do not hide. They simply exist in a state of calm awareness. And then there are creatures that never move at all, microbes that live within the sediment itself, sustained by minerals, pressure, and the slow chemistry of the deep earth. They may live for centuries, dividing only occasionally. Their lives are measured not in days, but in moments of change that come long, long apart. The trench is not empty. It is full of space, full of stillness, full of quiet where life can breathe without needing to hurry. Here, the silence is different from the silence above. On the surface, silence is the absence of sound. Here, silence is presence, a fullness, a depth that settles around the body like a soft, endless sea. If we allow ourselves to rest in this silence, something within us shifts. The thoughts that usually press and pull become softer. The mind loosens its grip. The breath becomes slower, as though matching the deep ocean's steadiness. The heart begins to move with the rhythm of water itself. Nothing in the trench demands attention. Nothing calls out. Nothing disrupts the stillness. This is the quietest place on earth. Not because nothing is here, but because everything here has learned how to live without taking more than it needs. There is no rush to survive, no fight, no struggle. Life persists here by surrendering to time, by trusting the slowness of existence. We drift across the deepest point now, a depth greater than any mountain is high. A depth where the surface of the ocean is so far above that it might as well be the sky of another world. And yet, we do not feel far from anything. We feel held, rested, supported completely by the water around us. There is no need to rise, no need to change, no need to become anything other than what we are in this moment. The ocean has brought us here not to discover, not to explore, but to remember. To remember that existence does not require effort. That stillness is not emptiness. That quiet is not distance. That depth is not loneliness. In the deepest part of the ocean, life has found peace by letting go of everything unnecessary. And as we rest here, in the softest darkness, something within us releases as well. The breath, the shoulders, the mind, the past, the next thought. Everything settles, everything softens, everything becomes quiet. The deep ocean does not ask us to listen. It simply invites us to drift. The slow drift of time in the deep sea. Time in the deep ocean does not move the way it does on the surface. Up above, time is divided by sunrise and sunset, by seasons and storms, by tides and winds and the rhythm of human activity. But here, in the deep, there is no light to measure the day. There is no warmth to mark the morning or coolness to signal the evening. Time stretches and expands until it becomes something soft, something fluid, something felt rather than counted. As we remain in the quiet depths, our awareness begins to shift. The mind, so used to measuring and anticipating, slowly begins to release its grip. There is no need for planning here. No need for memory. No need for expectation. There is only the slow drift of existence. The deep sea welcomes us not as visitors to be amazed, but as beings to be calmed. In the deep ocean, creatures experience time in long, unhurried rhythms. A fish may swim only a small distance over the course of a day. A coral may grow the width of a breath in a year. A sponge may live longer than entire civilizations above have existed. And all of this happens without urgency, without hurry, without anxiety. The deep sea does not rush change. It allows change to arrive when it is ready. If we remain still here, we begin to notice that time does not pass around us. It unfolds through us, like a slow tide moving through the body. The breath matches the rhythm of the water. The heart slows. The thoughts that once rushed begin to drift far away, as though carried downstream by a gentle current. It becomes clear in this silence that much of what we call urgency in daily life is not necessity, but habit. The ocean reminds us that life does not require speed to be meaningful. Growth does not require pressure. Being does not require striving. Sometimes, existence itself is enough. A jelly drifts past, its movements gentle and deliberate. It does not swim in the way we think of swimming. It simply allows itself to be carried by the water, pulsing only occasionally when it needs to adjust its direction. It moves through the ocean the way a thought moves through a resting mind. Soft, effortless, unforced. And in watching it, we remember that life can be like this, unhurried, fluid, graceful. A sea star rests on the seafloor, its legs outstretched like rays of a slow-blooming sun. It does not chase its food. It simply waits, sensing the world through pressure and chemical trace. Time is not measured in seconds here. Time is measured in patience. Nearby, an ancient sponge rises from the sediment, its form simple and solid, shaped over tens of thousands of years. It has seen the world above change again and again. Continents shift, climates evolve, species appear and fade. And yet it remains, continuing its quiet existence without need for movement, without need for recognition. It teaches us that endurance can be gentle, and that longevity can be soft. In the deep sea, even the movement of water is slow. Currents travel with such subtlety that the ocean's shape may change only over centuries. But there is beauty in this slowness. The world is not static. It is simply patient. The longer we drift here, the more our inner world begins to mirror the deep ocean's rhythm. The mind slows not into emptiness, but into calm clarity. Thoughts still exist, but they move lightly, like small fish gliding through water, never breaking the stillness around them. The body settles into a deep state of rest. Muscles release tension. Breathing deepens without effort. The deep sea does not ask us to fight to find peace. The peace is already here. We only need to match its pace. In this place, we realize that time is not something outside of us. It is something we carry, something that can expand or contract based on how gently we choose to exist. The ocean simply shows us what happens when time is allowed to widen. We float in that widening now, not waiting, not seeking, just being. The deep ocean holds us in stillness, and in that stillness, we remember how to rest. The rhythm of currents and the breath of the ocean. Even in the deepest places, where darkness is complete and silence rests like a soft blanket, the ocean continues to move with a slow, steady rhythm. This rhythm is not hurried. It does not rush like waves on the shore, nor does it churn like storms far above. Instead, the deep ocean breathes. A long, unbroken inhale. A long, unbroken exhale. A subtle drifting of water that has traveled across entire hemispheres just to arrive here in this quiet space. The currents in the deep sea are ancient. They begin far above us, where sunlight warms the surface waters. When that water cools, it sinks, slowly, patiently. It carries with it the memory of places it once touched, coastlines, coral reefs, drifting plankton, the shadows of whales. And in sinking, the water becomes part of a global movement that circles the earth over centuries. The deep ocean current is one of the slowest rhythms in nature, yet it connects everything. The warm shallows, the cold polar seas, the midnight depths. As we drift here, we can feel that current, though it does not push or pull. It supports. It cradles. It holds us in gentle balance, neither upward nor downward, but suspended in the calm. The current is like the ocean's heartbeat, slow, enduring, steady beyond any measure of time we know. The water moves around us like a whisper. It does not disturb the sediment. It does not startle the life resting on the seafloor. Instead, it carries with it the soft nutrients that sustain them. Minerals, drifting organic traces, microscopic life too small for the eye to see, but essential to the quiet rhythm of survival here. A sea lily rises from the sediment, its arms extended like delicate lace, swaying with the faint breath of water. It does not chase food, it simply waits, letting the current bring nourishment to it. Its arms are so light, so fine, that even the slowest movement of water is enough to feed it. Like so many creatures here, it survives by trusting the flow. A small fish floats near the slope of a ridge, not swimming so much as hovering, adjusting its fins only slightly to maintain position. The current moves, and the fish drifts with it, neither resisting nor surrendering, but participating. There is no hurry in its movement, no strain. Just the gentle understanding that the ocean always provides enough support to continue. Even the largest creatures of the deep follow the rhythm of these currents. The great whales, when they dive into darkness, move not by force, but by glide. They rise with their lungs full, descend with gravity, rest in the deep, and ascend slowly again. Their movement is smooth and slow, echoing the same soft rhythm that shapes the water here. The current moves like time itself, steady, unnoticed while we are inside it, yet shaping everything. If we allow ourselves to relax into this rhythm, we may notice that our own breathing begins to match it. Slow, unforced. A long inhale, like water drifting in. A long exhale, like currents flowing out. There is no need to control it. The body remembers. The deep ocean is not still in the way that emptiness is still. It is still in the way that a slow tide moves, gently, constantly, without urgency. This movement soothes the mind because there is nothing here that interrupts it. No sudden change, no noise, no demand to think quickly or respond. We are held in the ocean's breath. The water supports us completely. There is no effort in floating here. The current does not direct us to any destination. It simply allows us to be carried. And in being carried, we learn to let go, not in surrender, but in trust. The ocean has been moving like this since long before life began. It will continue long after every coastline changes, long after the surface world reshapes itself again and again. Yet here in the deep, time does not feel like something to keep track of. It feels like something that takes care of us. The current moves through us gently, like a calm thought. It is the ocean's way of reminding us. Nothing needs to happen quickly. Nothing needs to be forced. You are exactly where you need to be. Just drifting, just resting, just breathing with the sea. Bioluminescent tides, light returning slowly. As we continue to drift through the deep, a change begins to take shape in the darkness. It is not sudden. Nothing in the deep ocean arrives all at once. Instead, the shift occurs the way dawn rises, not by overwhelming the night, but by gently coloring it. A soft shimmer appears in the water around us, faint at first, like memory returning after a long dream. This shimmer is the slow return of bioluminescence, the ocean's quiet light. We have seen this light before, higher in the midnight zone, where life drifts like constellation ends suspended in darkness. But here, in the deeper layers, the light appears differently. It does not sparkle or flicker. It does not flash with urgency. Instead, it glows like breath, rhythmic and soft, awakening slowly from the quiet of the abyss. The organisms that produce this light are small, most too small to notice individually. They drift freely, floating with the currents, carried gently from one depth to another. Each one is like a tiny lantern, glowing lightly without heat, without flame, without effort. Taken alone, their light would be imperceptible. But together, they create a faint luminescent haze, like the ghost of starlight resting within the water. It feels as though the dark is not being illuminated, but instead is remembering itself. As our eyes relax into this gentle glow, more shapes begin to appear. A jellyfish drifts nearby, its bell glimmering with slow pulses of blue-white light. The glow is soft, like a whisper spoken into still air. Each pulse spreads outward across its body as though the creature is breathing light rather than air. The ocean around it becomes a calm halo. Further ahead, another form appears, a delicate chain of tiny organisms linked together, forming a long, ribbon-like shape. This is a siphonophore, a colony of individuals living as a single being. As it moves, waves of pale light ripple through its length, flowing gently like wind across tall grass. The movement is slow, hypnotic, and full of quiet grace. Nothing here tries to be seen. Nothing here tries to impress. The light is simply a natural extension of existence, a quiet presence, a silent language, Shaman. Some creatures use their light to communicate. Some use it to attract gentle companionship. Some use it to camouflage themselves into the faint glimmer of water above. But here, in the deep, the patterns of light are not frantic. They are slow, measured, calm. A small fish glides past, its body outlined by a thin, soft glow. If we look closely, we notice the glow is not to be noticed. It is to disappear. The faint light on its underside matches the dim brightness of distant water above, allowing it to blend perfectly, disappearing into the background of darkness. Light here is not for display. It is for harmony. Above us, the gentle shimmer grows stronger, as though we are entering a drifting cloud of slow-moving light. These clouds form when warm water currents carry millions of tiny bioluminescent creatures together. They remain suspended in the deep like luminous mist, moving slowly across the ocean over months or years. We drift through this cloud now. The light is not bright. It does not shine like stars. It glows like memory, soft, subtle, deep. The effect on the mind is peaceful. The body releases tension without asking. The breath slows, matching the rhythm of the gentle pulses around us. It feels like floating through a dream we once knew. In this quiet glow, shadows appear only as softness. No sharp edges, no sudden forms. Everything blends into everything else. The deep ocean reminds us that all things are connected, not by force, but by presence. We are drifting through a living night sky, not above us, around us, within us. The light does not guide us. It simply accompanies us. The ocean does not ask us to understand. It only asks us to feel. Here, light is not something separate from darkness. It grows out of it. Like calm rising from stillness, like thought rising from silence, like breath rising from rest. We float in that balance now, gently, quietly, without needing to go anywhere. The ocean holds us in a soft cradle of darkness and light, and we allow ourselves to drift deeper into rest. Echoes in the deep, how sound travels underwater. In the deep ocean, where light grows faint and sight becomes a soft impression rather than a guide, Sound becomes the ocean's quiet language. But sound here is not sharp. It does not move quickly. It does not strike the ear the way it does in the air above. Instead, sound travels slowly, gently, fully. The water carries it in long waves that drift through the darkness like ripples of memory. Unlike the surface world, where sound is broken by wind, by walls, by distance, the deep ocean allows sound to travel far, sometimes across entire basins, from one side of the planet to the other. But even so, the ocean does not fill itself with noise. The deep preserves silence, and only the softest voices move through it. We begin to drift through that quiet now. Nothing breaks it. Nothing disturbs it. The silence touches every part of us like calm water touches the seafloor. When sound does appear here, it is gentle. A soft rumble of distant tectonic movement. A faint crackle of tiny organisms shifting across stone. A slow song of a whale passing far away, deep and low, like the earth itself breathing. Whale song travels for hundreds, sometimes thousands of miles in the deep. But the whales do not sing loudly. Their voices resonate through water because the ocean carries sound so patiently. A single tone becomes a long echo, drifting through the dark, unhurried, without needing to reach anyone in particular. If there are whales nearby, we may sense them not through sight, but through sound. Their calls are not words. They are slow, elongated shapes made of vibration. A rise, a fall, a gentle curve of tone, each part spaced generously, like a thought unfolding. The deep ocean stretches each sound the way it stretches time. No need for haste, no need to force meaning. The sound simply exists, floating in the dark. Small creatures make soft sounds too, but in ways we do not always associate with voices. The rhythmic movement of jellyfish bells. The subtle brushing of fins along water. The slow shifting of sediment when a sea cucumber moves. Each motion carries a vibration, barely noticeable, like the faint tick of a distant clock that asks for no attention. If we listen not with our ears, but with our quiet, resting awareness, we begin to feel the ocean's soundscape the way we feel our own breath when we are still. The ocean does not speak in volume. It speaks in presence. Sometimes deep below, a single rock falls from a ledge, striking the seafloor with a soft, muted thud. The sound does not startle. It is simply one moment in the long unfolding of time. A reminder that the world is always shifting, but never suddenly. Even the movement of the currents carries a kind of sound, not in noise, but in sensation. A slow hum of motion, a whisper of direction, like the sound of wind through distant fields. Except here there is no wind, only water, only pressure. Only movement softened by depth. Sound is felt here more than heard, like the way a calm heartbeat feels from within. Not loud, just known. As we drift, the silence deepens within us. The body loosens its hold. The mind softens its edges. Thoughts slow until they become long, smooth shapes, like the calls of whales. Nothing needs to be solved here. Nothing needs to be remembered. Nothing needs to be said. The deep ocean teaches us that silence is not the absence of sound. It is the presence of peace. And sound, when it appears, does not break that peace. It becomes part of it. We float now in a world where sound and silence are not opposites, but companions. Breath and rest, stillness and drift, depth and calm. The deep ocean does not speak loudly. It simply invites us to listen gently. And here, In this vast quiet, we breathe with the sea. The slow migration of deep sea life, following the darkness. Even here in the deepest and quietest parts of the ocean, life moves. But the movement is not hurried. It is not driven by urgency, nor by instinct in the way we understand it. Instead, it is shaped by rhythm, a slow, ancient rhythm that has guided life for millions of years. This is the great vertical migration, the largest movement of life on Earth, yet it happens silently, gently, every single day. Far above, where sunlight meets the surface, day and night change in familiar cycles. But down here, in the deep, the dark is constant. The creatures who live in these depths do not see the sunrise. They do not see the moon. And yet, they know when night has fallen above them. They feel it through subtle changes in the water, temperature shifts so soft they cannot be measured by ordinary senses, but that life here recognizes intimately. When night comes, countless creatures rise from the deep. They do not swim quickly. They drift upward, slowly, patiently, as though carried by memory. A small lanternfish leads the way, its body glowing faintly with bioluminescence. By day, it rests in the deep to avoid being seen by predators. But when the surface darkens, it ascends. Not in a rush, but in a long, gentle journey upward, through layers of water, layer by layer, following a path so old that no single being needs to learn it. It is simply known. Alongside it, tiny plankton begin their own migration. Some are so small that they would be invisible, if not for their faint glimmer. Others drift like tiny feathers suspended in water. They rise slowly, carried not by force, but by buoyancy and time. Jellies follow too, their bells pulsing in soft, rhythmic waves. Their bioluminescent patterns brighten slightly as they ascend, reflecting the deeper darkness surrounding them. Their movement is not directional. It is simply upward, guided by the gentle cues of water. Even the deep sea squid moves with this rhythm, its arms trailing behind it like drifting silk. Its motion neither hurried nor slow, simply steady. Together, these countless beings form a quiet river of life flowing through the ocean, though there is no rush to their journey. They rise not to chase, not to flee, but to feed gently in waters where plankton bloom near the surface under starlight. When the surface world sleeps, the ocean awakens in calm. Yet, no matter how high they rise, they never touch the light. They stop where darkness remains. The deep is their home, and they return to it always. And when the first hints of dawn begin to warm the surface above, long before sunlight reaches the ocean, long before day becomes visible, the creatures drift back downward, slowly, softly, without order, yet always together. The migration is not a journey of distance. It is a journey of balance. Upward to feed, downward to rest, upward to nourish the body, downward to protect the spirit. This movement repeats every day, without rush, without noise, without urgency. It is the ocean's heartbeat, a rise and fall so gentle that the world above never notices it, even though it is the largest movement of life on the planet. And yet, here, drifting with the tide of deep-sea migration, we feel it. Not as motion, but as presence. It feels like breathing. It feels like sleep. It feels like the slow, natural rhythm of rest. We move with the ocean now, without intention, without effort. The water carries us. The darkness supports us. The slow drift of life surrounds us. Nothing needs to be done. Nothing needs to be controlled. We are part of the rising and falling of the deep. The ocean reminds us that life does not need to rush to move forward. It simply needs to follow its own rhythm. And in this rhythm, we find ourselves growing calm, breathing slowly, drifting softly, resting fully. The deep sea moves without hurry, and now, so do we. We continue to drift, held by the quiet movement of life that follows the darkness, like a tide too ancient to be questioned. The language of stillness, how the deep sea teaches calm. In the deepest parts of the ocean, movement becomes optional. Life here is shaped not by speed, but by patience, not by competition, but by balance. Down here, where light does not reach, stillness is not emptiness. It is presence, a quiet, complete presence that has no urgency and no demand. The deep ocean does not rush. It does not insist. It simply is. As we float in this space, we begin to feel this stillness, not just around us, but within us. It settles gently, like silt sinking to the seafloor. Each moment softens into the next. Thoughts slow until they feel like long, gentle tides rather than waves. Nothing pushes here. Nothing pulls. The water supports every part of us, effortlessly. There is no need to hold ourselves upright, no need to steady our breathing, no need to manage or control anything. We simply drift. A deep sea anemone rests on a rocky ledge nearby. Its tentacles extend outward, so still they appear frozen. But if we watch quietly, we notice they sway ever so gently with the faintest pulse of water. The creature is not waiting. It is being, completely, comfortably, without expectation. A brittle star lies across the ocean floor like a delicate constellation, its arms extended in graceful arcs. It may not move for hours or days or longer, and yet it is fully alive, fully present, fully part of the surrounding world. There is no urgency to become anything else. Even the towering structures of ancient corals rise from the seabed slowly, so slowly that their growth cannot be seen, only known. Each layer forms without haste, without worry, without doubt. Small increments, quiet and steady, accumulating over centuries. The deep sea teaches us that life does not need to force growth. Growth happens when we allow space. Stillness is not the absence of life. Stillness is the fullness of life that does not need to hurry. Down here, everything moves in time frames longer than memory. A single movement may take minutes. A single decision may take days. Entire ecosystems shift over centuries. And yet, nothing feels late. There is no schedule in the deep, no clock, no countdown. Time is not something to chase. It is something that simply unfolds. As we relax into this stillness, our breath softens naturally. The body loosens. The mind unknots itself without effort. The stillness here is not silence of the world. It is silence of the self, a quiet beyond thought. We drift in that quiet now. The deep ocean accepts everything exactly as it is. Creatures who move, creatures who rest, creatures who wait. Nothing is judged against what could be. Nothing is compared to anything else. And so, we begin to let go of comparison too. There is nothing we must achieve here. Nothing to perform, nothing to prove. Only presence, only breath, only the soft support of water. Stillness does not require us to stop. It simply invites us to stop trying. And as we float, resting in this deep quiet, we learn a simple truth. Calm is not something we search for. Calm is something we allow. The deep sea holds us gently in its quiet language, a language spoken not in sound, but in space, not in movement, but in rest. Here, we are complete. Without effort, without urgency, without concern, just floating, just breathing, just being. The deep sea teaches us that stillness is not something to reach. It is something already inside us. We only needed to sink far enough to remember. The creatures who glow softly, gentle light in eternal darkness. As we drift deeper into the quiet of the ocean, the darkness becomes complete. But it is not an empty darkness. It is a darkness that holds light softly within it. A light that does not shine, does not glare, does not demand attention. Instead, it glows like a memory or a dream, gentle and slow, appearing only when the water shifts or when a creature drifts close enough for us to see the faint outlines of its presence. This light is called bioluminescence, a soft illumination created not by fire or fuse or spark, but by life itself. Down here, where no sunlight reaches, creatures make their own glow, not to brighten the deep, but simply to be seen in a way that does not break the stillness. Their light is quiet. Their light is calm. A small comb jelly drifts past us. Its body is completely clear, like glass shaped by water. Along its surface, rows of tiny cilia beat in slow rhythm. As they move, they scatter what little light exists into soft rainbows, not bright, but muted, like colors remembered in a dream. The jelly does not glow to attract or alarm. It glows because its movement creates gentle patterns of light, light that is simply a reflection of being alive. Farther ahead, a pair of delicate plankton spirals slowly, each one carrying a faint blue shimmer like moonlight wrapped inside a droplet of water. They pulse softly, almost imperceptibly, as though breathing out light with each slow contraction. Their glow fades gradually, never fully gone, never fully bright, just resting in quiet presence. A deep-sea shrimp, almost invisible except for its faint internal light, drifts low along the seafloor. The glow comes from within, a soft warmth of pale blue, held behind its shell like a lantern hidden under cloth. It moves in tiny motions, conserving energy, never rushing. Nothing down here rushes. Every movement is purposeful. Every action is gentle. Nearby, a sea angel, a small translucent snail without a shell, moves through the darkness with soft wing-like fins. Its body glows faintly pink, as if illuminated from far beneath its surface. Each motion of its wings is slow and unhurried. It does not fly through the water. It drifts, it glides, it floats. The glow it carries lights nothing around it. It lights only itself, as though holding its own quiet flame. Even the larger creatures glow in ways that soothe rather than startle. A deep-sea jelly stretches its bell in a slow pulse, sending waves of dim light across its surface, like ripples moving outward from a single stone, dropped into a still pond. The light rolls, soft and slow, before fading into the dark again. Nothing is abrupt. Nothing interrupts the quiet. Some fish carry bioluminescent patterns along their sides, but here, the light is not for display. It helps them blend into the faint shimmer of distant water. These soft glows are not meant to stand out, but to belong. In the deep ocean, light is not something separate from darkness. It grows inside of it. It rises from it. It lives within it, gently. The darkness here is not something to fear. It is something that holds and comforts. It wraps every creature in quiet safety. The glowing creatures of the deep are not trying to be noticed. They are simply existing, calmly, softly, completely at peace. And as we watch them drift, we find ourselves slowing again. Our thoughts soften. Our breath becomes unforced. The body releases its weight into the water that surrounds it. Light does not need to be bright to be beautiful. Presence does not need to be loud to be meaningful. Life does not need to rush to be full. Here, in the deep ocean, light and darkness move together, not in conflict, but in harmony. We drift through that harmony now, breathing with the sea, resting with the sea, glowing quietly from within, just like the creatures around us. Nothing is needed. Everything is already enough. The ancient seafloor, a landscape shaped by time itself. As we drift downward, the ocean floor begins to appear, not suddenly, but slowly, like a memory rising to the surface of the mind. The seafloor here is not flat nor empty. It is a quiet landscape, shaped not by wind or weather, but by time itself. Every surface, every ridge, every soft slope tells a story older than mountains and older than forests. Time moves differently here. The light from the glowing creatures around us fades gently, but not to darkness, to something deeper and more restful. The seafloor rests beneath us in soft tones of muted blues and deep grays, textured only by the faint patterns of sediment that have settled over ages. These sediments fall throughout centuries, grain by grain, like slow snowfall that never melts. The seafloor is layered with history, not written in words, but in stillness. We approach an ancient ridge. It rises from the seabed like the backbone of the earth, stretching far beyond what we can see. Its edges are not sharp. They are smoothed by time, by deep currents that move like thoughts, slow and constant. Nothing here forms quickly. Nothing here changes quickly. The ocean floor is shaped by patience. Nearby, a long, winding trench opens like a slow sigh in the earth. Its edges are soft, lined with layers of fine sediment. The trench does not seem like a place of depth or danger. It is simply another quiet shape in a world that does not hurry. The walls descend gradually, folding into the darkness like fabric. Life rests gently across the seabed. A sea cucumber lies stretched along the sediment, moving only when it needs to feed. Its body shifts in slow waves, like breathing slowed to its calmest rhythm. It blends into the seafloor so naturally that it seems to be part of the land itself, not separate, but belonging. Small starfish rest in perfect stillness, their arms reaching outward in quiet symmetry. They do not cling. They do not struggle. They simply exist in this moment, held by the weight of water and the quiet of the deep. A sponge older than any living tree rises from the seafloor like a silent sculpture. Some deep sea sponges live for thousands of years, growing so slowly that time itself seems to expand around them. Their bodies are formed from the minerals carried by the ocean, shaped gently and patiently. They are monuments to stillness. The seafloor here is not empty of sound, but the sound is internal, soft, steady, enduring, a distant vibration where tectonic plates shift slowly beneath the earth. The quiet settling of sediment, the faint whisper of water moving through valleys older than memory. Nothing interrupts this peace. Nothing asks to be different. The seafloor simply rests. We drift above it, gently, without touching. There is no desire to disturb, only to witness. The deep teaches us something subtle here. Not all things grow by striving. Not all things move by force. Not all things change through effort. Some things become themselves by resting. The seafloor is the foundation of the ocean, not because it is solid, but because it does not rush. It allows time to move at its natural pace. It accepts shape, accepts age, accepts being. We too can rest like this. We too can soften. We too can let the world unfold without pushing it. Down here there is no past to return to, no future to hurry toward. Only the gentle presence of this moment. The seafloor is ancient, but it is not old. It is timeless, just like the calm we are drifting into now. The slow gardens of the seafloor, coral, sponges, and quiet growth. As we continue to drift just above the ancient seafloor, we begin to notice shapes rising from the sediment. Not sharp, not sudden, but soft and organic, like forms grown from the memory of water itself. These are the slow gardens of the deep. Coral, sponges, structures built one delicate layer at a time, not in years, but in centuries. Growth here is not measured by seasons, but by eras. Deep-sea corals do not resemble the bright reefs near the surface, where sunlight dances between branches and fish weave in and out of color. Down here, the corals are pale, gentle, and quiet. Their branches spread slowly into the darkness like frozen breath. Their forms are soft and smooth, shaped by currents that move as slowly as thoughts before sleep. A coral colony grows by adding tiny increments, a fraction of a millimeter at a time, but those increments build. They accumulate. They become structures that last longer than cities, longer than forests, longer than the memory of civilizations. A single coral here may have begun growing before the first humans spoke their first word. Sponges rise nearby, large, rounded shapes with surfaces full of small openings. They do not move. They do not search. They do not chase. They filter the water gently, quietly, drawing nourishment simply by existing where they are. Some deep sponges live for thousands of years. Their shapes are not accidental. They are the result of endless patience. The gardens of the deep are not tended. There is no urgency. There is only quiet growth. Tiny, brittle stars curl their arms around the coral branches, resting in delicate balance. Their bodies remain perfectly still unless the water shifts. And even then, their movements are slow, like someone adjusting a blanket in sleep. Small shrimp, nearly transparent, move softly along the coral surfaces. Their legs brush so lightly against the structure that the coral does not even respond. The shrimp pauses often, as though simply taking part in the stillness that surrounds them. A soft, feathered worm extends from a small opening in the coral. Its delicate plumes wave gently, filtering the water for nourishment. When the current changes slightly, the plumes sway, but the worm does not retreat. It trusts the deep. It trusts the quiet. It trusts that nothing here will arrive suddenly. The deep gardens are peaceful because nothing is in a hurry. Nothing is striving to be more than it is. Nothing is trying to outgrow anything else. Growth here is not a race. It is a quiet unfolding, over years, over centuries, over time that feels like sleep. The coral grows because the water provides. The sponge grows because the water moves. The brittle star rests because the seafloor supports it. Everything flows with the ocean's rhythm. Everything belongs naturally. And as we drift here, observing these gardens shaped by patience, we feel something inside ourselves soften. The part of the mind that measures time by minutes and hours begins to slow. It moves instead at the pace of the deep, unhurried, unforced, calm. Growth does not require effort. It requires space. And here, there is endless space. The deep ocean shows us that life does not need to push to become something beautiful. It simply needs the stillness to unfold at its own pace. We allow ourselves to drift in that understanding now. No rush, no pressure, only presence. The gardens remain below us, resting, growing, breathing with the sea, like a quiet heartbeat in the dark. And we drift, supported by the same calm that shapes them. The quiet drift of sediment. Time falling like snow. As we float above the deep sea gardens, we begin to notice something gentle happening all around us. It moves so slowly that it can only be seen when we soften our gaze, when we let our awareness widen the way the ocean widens around us. Tiny particles are falling from above, not quickly, not heavily, but drifting, weightless, like snow that has forgotten how to land. This is marine snow, the quiet snowfall of the ocean. It is made of the small things that once moved in the light far above. Fragments of plankton, traces of shells, soft organic threads, each one carried downward by the slow pull of gravity. Not a single piece falls quickly. They glide and turn and shift, following the slightest suggestion of water movement. Time here does not fall in seconds. It falls in flakes. The marine snow settles gently onto the seafloor, forming layers softer than dust. Each layer is a memory of the surface world, of life that once drifted in sunlight, now becoming nourishment for the deep. Nothing is wasted here. Nothing ends. Everything transforms. We watch the snowfall of the ocean continue around us. It is not bright. It is not dramatic, but it is endless and soothing, like a lullaby made of movement instead of sound. Some particles land on coral branches, where brittle stars and small crustaceans collect them slowly, gently, never hurried, never eager. The feeding here is not about hunger. It is about balance. It is about the ocean offering and life receiving without strain. Some particles drift down to sponges who filter them peacefully. Their bodies pull the water in and release it again, steady and unbroken, like the slow breathing of a sleeping world. Some particles fall directly to the seabed, where they settle into soft layers that accumulate over centuries. These layers are not forgotten. They are the Earth's memory, preserved so quietly that no disturbance reaches them. If we look closely, we can see that the marine snow does not fall straight down. It moves in gentle spirals and slow curves. The water guides it. The currents cradle it. Everything here flows with a softness that leaves no mark and makes no sound. There is no rush to reach the bottom. There is time. There is always time in the deep. A small fish rises from the sediment, leaving behind a faint imprint that slowly fills in again as the marine snow continues to fall. Nothing here is permanent. Nothing here is abrupt. The ocean smooths every shape back into quiet. Even the rocks and ridges on the seabed are softened by this snow. Their edges blur over hundreds, thousands, millions of years. The ocean wears away the sharpness of the world, leaving only the shapes that the deep can hold gently. Marine snow is slow time made visible, and as we drift through it, we feel that slow time inside us. Thoughts loosen. Breath deepens. The mind no longer measures, it simply rests. Nothing falls quickly here. Nothing changes suddenly. Everything is allowed to take the time it needs. The deep ocean teaches us that we do not need to rush to become whole. We do not need to push to move forward. We can let our lives unfold in soft accumulation, moment by moment, breath by breath. The way sediment builds the seafloor, small layers, quiet additions, a gentle becoming. We drift through the snowfall of time, held in the calm of the deep, surrounded by movement so soft it feels like stillness. There is nowhere to go. There is nothing to accomplish. There is only this gentle fall, and we rest inside it. The slow wanderers, creatures who move with patience. In the deep ocean, movement is never rushed. Every creature here has learned to conserve energy, to move only when needed, and to move gently when they do. The pressure of the deep is immense, and food is scarce. So the beings who live here have become masters of patience. They do not hurry. They do not chase. They wander slowly, as though time itself moves with them. We watch as a deep-sea crab moves across the sea floor. Its steps are careful, deliberate, each leg touching down with quiet precision. It does not scurry. It does not scramble. It simply advances at the pace that feels natural, its shell carrying the soft colors of the sediment around it. The crab has nowhere to be. It travels not towards something, but through the world, one gentle moment at a time. Nearby, a sea cucumber stretches its soft body forward. Its motion is almost imperceptible, a slow contraction, a gentle release. If we blink, we might think it hasn't moved at all, but it has, just in a way that does not disturb anything around it. This is how life unfolds here, softly, gradually, quietly. A ghostly white octopus drifts into view, its arms trailing behind like suspended silk. It does not swim with force. Instead, it expands its mantle slightly, letting the buoyancy of water lift it. Then it contracts gently, guiding itself in slow, floating arcs. Each movement is so smooth, so unhurried that it feels like watching thought itself glide across the mind. The octopus pauses near a small rock and rests its arms upon it, not hiding, not anticipating anything, just being, present in the calm of the deep. A Dumbo octopus appears next, its small, ear-like fins moving in slow, rhythmic flaps. Each flap feels almost symbolic, not necessary for speed, but enough to maintain drifting balance. It hovers with quiet elegance, like a lantern carried by an unseen current. The Dumbo octopus does not rush. It does not need to. Everything around it moves at the pace of rest. Further along the seafloor, a sea star glides. Its movement is subtle. Thousands of tiny tube feet pressing gently against the sand, one at a time, in perfect coordination. There is no noise, no disturbance, no urgency. The sea star may take hours to travel a distance that surface creatures would cross in seconds. But here, time allows for that. Here, time is generous. The slow wanderers of the deep do not measure their lives in distance traveled. They measure them in presence, in the feel of water against their bodies, in the quiet support of the sea floor beneath them, in the steady rhythm of existence without rushing. Their patience teaches us something profound. Movement does not need to be fast to be meaningful. Progress does not need to be visible to be real. Life does not need to hurry to be complete. As we watch these creatures drift, crawl, glide, and breathe in the deep, we feel our own urgency dissolve. The mind slows, the body softens, the heart finds a slower, calmer rhythm. We begin to understand that stillness and movement can coexist, not in conflict, but in harmony. Here, movement is not a way to escape stillness. It is a continuation of it. The ocean holds every creature, every moment, every quiet breath in a gentle cradle of patience. There is no need to rush. There is no need to grasp. Everything arrives in its own time. And so we drift with the slow wanderers now, not to go anywhere, but simply to be, breathing softly, resting deeply, held in the calm of the deep sea, pressure and peace, the weight that holds the deep together. As we drift in the deep ocean, we are surrounded by a force that is both powerful and gentle. The pressure here is immense, greater than anything we experience on the surface. It presses from all directions, holding the water, the creatures, the sea floor, and even the silence itself into place. And yet, this pressure does not feel harsh. It is not crushing. It is steady, constant, supporting. In the deep, pressure is not something to resist. It is something to lean into. Every creature that lives here has grown not in defiance of the pressure, but in harmony with it. Their bodies are soft, flexible, fluid. They do not push against the weight around them. They accept it. They allow themselves to be shaped by it. And in doing so, they are unharmed. We see a jelly drifting nearby, its delicate form unhindered by the force of the water. Its body is mostly water itself. It has no rigid structures to resist. It simply moves with the currents, with a gentle push of pressure surrounding it. The deep does not crush it, it holds it. A snailfish moves gracefully along a rock ledge, its body smooth and translucent. It has no bones that might break under pressure. It is adapted to the deep by being soft, by being open, by letting the surrounding world support it rather than oppose it. The pressure here teaches something quiet. Strength does not always mean being hard. Sometimes, strength is softness that knows how to rest against the world. The deeper we drift, the more we begin to understand this. The weight of the water does not push us down. It holds us, suspends us, carries us. There is no gravity to fight here, no effort required to remain afloat. The pressure balances us perfectly. In this place, the body does not need to hold itself up. The ocean does that for us. The muscles soften, the breath loosens. The heart slows into deep, quiet rhythm. The deep sea has existed like this for millions of years. Its pressure constant, unmoving, unwavering. It may seem overwhelming, yet here it feels like peace, a steady presence, a soft, unbroken embrace. The pressure does not demand, it does not force, it simply is. And everything here is shaped by accepting what is. In our world above, we often feel pressure as something to resist. Deadlines, expectations, responsibilities, the weight of thought. But here, in the deep, pressure is simply another form of support. A reminder that weight does not always need to be carried alone. It can hold us, shape us gently, and remind us that we do not always need to push. Here, we float in that understanding. We feel the pressure of the water surrounding us, steady, calm, enveloping. It holds us, not as something separate, but as something belonging. The ocean does not ask effort from us. It does not ask for control. It only asks for presence. The weight here is not burden. It is a cradle. And we rest in that cradle now, supported, suspended, completely at peace. Nothing needs to be done. Nothing needs to be changed. Nothing needs to be different. We breathe with the deep. We rest with the deep. We are held by the deep, gently, completely, without effort. The deep's hidden warmth, gentle heat beneath the cold. Though the deep ocean is known for its cold, quiet darkness, there are places here where warmth rises softly, hidden beneath the stillness. It does not burst. It does not blaze. It arrives slowly, like a calm breath released from the earth itself. This warmth comes from deep within the planet, from the quiet, steady heat of the earth's mantle. The seafloor is not solid and silent. It is alive in its own slow way, shifting gently over time, opening small cracks and vents where the earth's interior reaches outward. As we drift, we approach one of these warm places, a hydrothermal vent, rising like a small chimney from the ocean floor. But this vent is not violent. It does not erupt or roar. Here, the heat flows gently, not as fire, but as warm, mineral-rich water that drifts upward in slow, curling patterns, dissolving into the cold around it. The warm water does not disturb the deep. It blends, it merges, it settles into balance. Around the vent, the sea floor glows softly with life. Not bright, not dazzling, but full. Tube worms, tall and pale, sway in the slow current. Their bodies are simple, yet they live entirely from the warmth and minerals rising from the earth. They have no mouths, no eyes, no need for light. They take what the ocean gives, and in return, they simply exist. Nearby, small shrimp gather close to the warm flow. Their delicate bodies shimmer faintly, reflecting the soft mineral haze around them. They move slowly, always close to the warmth, like someone drawing a blanket nearer on a quiet evening. There are snails here too, with shells smooth and rounded, made strong not by force, but by patience. They rest on rocks warmed from below. Unhurried in their feeding, unhurried in their movement. The warmth rising here is gentle, not something to chase, not something to fear. It is steady, persistent, like a soft light that does not seek to be seen. This warm current reminds us that even in the coldest places, there is comfort. Even in the deepest darkness, there is life. Even where silence seems complete, there is energy moving quietly beneath it. The ocean does not divide warm from cold. It holds both. It blends both. It accepts both. And as we float near this hidden heat, we feel something inside soften again. A quiet warmth begins to fill the space behind the breath. Not heat, but ease. Warmth in the deep is not something that demands attention. It is something that reassures. You are safe here. You are supported here. You are allowed to rest here. The warmth rises slowly. The cold settles slowly. And in their meeting, there is balance. The deep teaches us gently that comfort does not always come from brightness or noise or motion. Sometimes comfort comes from something subtle, something steady, something felt more than seen. A warmth that asks for nothing, offers everything, and simply remains. We let the body rest into that warmth now. We let the breath soften. We let the mind loosen its hold. The deep holds both cold and warmth in harmony. And we are held in that harmony too, slowly, softly, completely. The ocean's last quiet, resting at the bottom of the world. We have traveled far, drifting through gentle darkness, glowing currents, slow gardens, and quiet warmth. Now, we reach the deepest place, the place where the ocean becomes still in a way that is almost beyond understanding. This is the last quiet, the deepest rest, the bottom of the world. Here, light has never touched, not once in the history of Earth. The darkness is complete, but it does not feel empty. It feels full of silence, full of calm, full of soft space that holds everything gently. The sea floor spreads out before us in smooth shapes, gently sloping ridges and soft valleys formed over millions of years. The surface is almost perfectly still, as though time here has slowed to a calm whisper. Nothing turns quickly. Nothing falls quickly. Even gravity itself seems to relax. A single sea star rests on the sediment. Its shape is simple and quiet, arms extended in peaceful symmetry. It does not move. It does not need to. A small snail sits nearby, its shell smooth and rounded like a river stone. It has found its place. There is nothing more to search for. The ocean sustains it. The deep holds it. The moment is enough. In this depth, movement becomes optional. Sound fades into memory. Thought slows into presence. The pressure here is immense, yet everything is supported perfectly. The body, the breath, the mind, all held gently by the surrounding water. The ocean does not require effort. The ocean removes effort. There is no separation here. The water moves through everything. One world, one space, one quiet. We rest in that unity now. There is no need to rise, no need to descend further, no need to do anything at all. We exist in complete stillness. The kind of stillness that comes not from stopping, but from finally letting go. The deep does not ask us to sleep. It simply makes room for rest. The currents slow to almost nothing. The glowing creatures drift away like fading thoughts. The last warmth settles into gentle balance with the cold. And we are left with quiet. Soft, steady, open quiet. The ocean's quiet is not silence of sound. It is silence of worry. Silence of tension. Silence of effort. Nothing is expected of us here. The deep says, "You may rest now. You have already arrived. There is nothing else you need to become." We breathe slowly. We drift softly. We are held completely. The ocean continues around us, endless, timeless, and we become part of that calm, not separate, not observing, simply being, resting in the deepest quiet of the world. Returned to rest, we remain here in the quiet beneath the world. The water holds us. The darkness comforts us. The stillness surrounds every breath. There is nothing more to do now, nothing to think through, nothing to carry. The ocean has taken the weight for us. You are floating, supported, unhurried, ungrasped, just resting. The deep is patient. It expects nothing. It allows everything. So let the breath move naturally, soft, slow, unforced. There is no need to guide it. It knows what to do. Thoughts may rise like bubbles, light, passing, returning to the quiet again. There is nothing to hold on to, nothing that needs your effort, only rest. If sleep is ready to come, let it come gently, like the tide, like drifting sand, like soft light dissolving into night. If waking rest is where the body remains, that is welcome too. Here, both sleep and wakefulness are safe. Both are held in the same calm. You are not leaving the ocean. The ocean stays with you, in your breath, in your ease, in the unhurried rhythm of your thoughts. The deep carries you, always, and now, we drift into silence, into calm, into rest. Good night, or simply, good rest.